Well, we can catch quite a bit of it here. Nice panoramic view of the outside of the structure.
Just good.
We've got a guided tour of the old Redwood Falls Morton Public Schools with Ken Meister and Don Yurgel. And from the amount of talking we've done, obviously we don't know how to narrate anything.
Well, basically you're looking at all the science rooms and the English rooms and locker rooms.
Right, and you notice the well-insulated windows from back about 1977, that era, 78. Make this a much more energy efficient structure.
This part was built in 1937. The other part was 1924.
Back in here we have the old playground, which kids obviously played with the equipment so hard they took it all away. And here's the cornerstone of this building. 1937, this is the oldest part, Ken?
I think so. Well, the other end's 1924.
1954, I think, Ken. Where's that 24 down there? And then there's a, what is this, a 56 edition back here on this end? Little view here of the east side of the building. We're looking at the athletic entrance door, the gymnasium, east side, the garage, and the ag area over in here, ag classroom, greenhouse put up about 2 years ago, and the egg shop. And here's the egg shop, 1956 edition. And Ken, what part of the school is this here?
This is the new industrial arts area.
Oh, I thought this was maybe the in-school suspension area. They moved it out school. And finally, we're to the south side of the building. The industrial technology wing, which used to be the industrial arts wing, which used to be the shop wing, and the manual training wing. And that sign's been there as long as the building, I'm sure. Used to say horses, probably. South side of the building. And finally, the last cornerstone, 1954. One of the newer parts of the building.
You want to walk up here and just take a little shot?
You bet. Science room, special education, little theater below. And finally, here we are on the west side of the building. science rooms, special education, business. We were up on the top floor here. Here's the infamous Mr. Holman's room. Right next to the nurse's office. Kids that get sick in his class, sick of his class, or whatever happens in his class. And this room here is number 20. I believe that's Mr. Duckstead's. He used to work here. See, the hallways are getting a little bit full of stuff here from the packing and moving. 232. Mr. Stotterow's weight or room number. Mrs. Swartz. And here's Ken. Turn on the lights, Meister. And this is Buzak's room, right across from D Central, duplicating with Mrs. Treebright. There's a typical classroom here, the academic wing of the high school, middle school, junior high, whatever we want to call it. In fact, this teacher left some notes on the board, but I don't think he'll be able to use those for next year. Let's take the board with him. Moving into the art room here.
Pretty clean.
And this room is empty. Pretty empty.
Massive storage.
I think they're taking that sink over the other building for Ann, aren't they?
Yeah, I would say most everything in this room will go.
I think they haul out the garbage now, and this is the stuff they're waiting to take out, right? They were strolling down the hallway toward the junior high area, junior high office area, math area. Oh, girls' room. And if you notice up here, the clock. These could be collector's items. They're from a time when time stood still.
Not sure this will open it. It won't. Maybe you just want to shoot it through a window there.
Down to Randy Piska's bathroom. See through here, there's a little debris left in there. And this here is the junior high command post, as Ken states. A lot of decisions made in here. Some of them were even probably good. Sure, Rick is going to miss this office. We got Dale's math room. These kids have trouble sitting at these tables, Ken?
Mm-hmm.
Close as they are together?
A little tough.
Oh well.
Especially the kids on Weight Watchers. They have a lot
That's
of
right.
trouble.
Well, Dale always had his own way.
You know, school would have been easier for me too if I would have had the answers written right on the table like this, but
I guess Dale always told him, no, don't look at your desk.
yeah. Some guys will do anything to try to get those math scores up.
Steve Johnson's room. His desk in there. I wonder if they know Steve knows he's going. Liz Nelson's.
Speech pathology. This is the laser beams office here.
Pretty tough to see here. A lot of bright light shining through Jim Lasley's room here. I think that's kind of a beacon, or why is his room the only one that has light shining through it naturally?
I think it's the light kind of reflecting off his head down.
Okay, I thought maybe it was ever since he got the AD position. Now it's lights kind of shining on him all the time. But anyway, this is his room. Pretty good. One of the neater rooms here.
Actually, this is very similar to when Laz is here.
All right. Here we've got Judy Zachariason's room. Well, I didn't realize this math department has such nice rooms. See why they're complaining about going to the new building. Curtains.
Okay,
I can explain where we're going here.
we're going down the hallway.
Ooh, nice dolly in the hallway, huh, Ken?
Hello, Dolly. This is the teacher's workroom here. One thing one notices about these, they aren't really used a lot. Quite the facility. Faculty bathrooms either
In
side.
fact, I think, Ken, probably what's been used the most in these are things like this.
I would say so.
Wow,
Want a little light in there, or does it
That's
look
okay.
pretty bad already?
looks just fine.
Of course, normally on an average teacher's day, you wouldn't find all
Yeah.
those cameras in here.
This has been used also.
Well, that's what they're for.
This kind of looks a lot like the TV studio
Yeah, they moved a lot of
at
stuff
the
in
new
here.
building here, and I think there's a lot of people that want to remember this machine right over here, the one that's being tucked away in garbage bags here, Ken, or whatever they're going to do with it.
Well, this is quite the room. You know, only some of the older staff actually know how to run these. A lot of the young
Right.
teachers have never really quite seen these
I
before.
think the problem is where they never could figure out how to plug it in. Is that the deal, Ken?
That was part of it. And I think the other thing is the last time they were serviced, it was right around 64.
Same time they finished that one edition, or right after that?
Yeah, right after that.
Okay,
Took it out of capital outlay.
there's right there. The options and what we got back in here, Ken? Another room here, huh?
I think it used to
Storage
be an
area.
detention room at one time.
Okay, looks good. A little audio visual here.
Good to know, go down.
Yeah, a nice mural down here at the end of the hallway.
Good to know,
Kind of extends the hallway, I think. And directions for the senior high office for those teachers that have had trouble finding it over the years. And here's the library that's had a wealth of knowledge and information. And as you can see at this point right here, the shelves are essentially empty except for this section over here. And I think that's due to the fact a lot of kids have been checking books out here, obviously. A few boxes around here. A lot of boxes around here.
Well, this is the 54 edition here, wasn't it?
This is the one of the nice ones. Same time, what, home ec went in and wrestling room and that type of thing.
Yeah, the counseling department.
conference room area over here.
Where the big boys came in. Understanding is a lot of the shelving will be moved to the new building.
And here's another clock that's a little variation from the last one. It gives the kids a little bit more time to get to class when they vary by 8-9 hours.
It's hard to believe we've been shooting for 4 hours, isn't it?
That's right.
I think the last clock said 8, so. You know, since they've gone to checking out magazines and packets, it's really cut down on a lot of work.
Yes, it has. And kids are really, ever since we're instituting this new reading program here, kids are just taking them out by the bundle, I guess you'd have to say, Ken, right?
Yeah, I would say that's
Bunched
it.
up here, you notice they got them all
Yeah.
wrapped up here, and in fact, a few teachers' names are on some of those. You bet.
Well, the old saying is, it's just as cheap to carry out an armful as it is to carry one.
Right. Any light, no problem. This is the fine arts wing, one of them, and Heinz, number 57, Janning, his room. Oh, it's 204. And Verge Felt's room.
I gotta open this one up. I spent too many years in this room not to have a picture of it.
And we have on the end over here the ITV room. Looking through here.
You're gonna have to tell me.
And this room here has a little sentimental value for Ken. Ken, you want to explain that sentimental value?
Well, Verge and I team taught. Been here for, I would say, I think 13 or 14 years.
Holy cow, 6 o'clock. Been 6 hours since we've been left the library.
It is amazing, isn't it?
Unreal. Flag.
I think that time alone, though, Don, gives people a real feel for how large this school is.
It's unbelievable. I tell you what, I don't remember what day we came here, Ken. Quite a room here.
Well, I know the new teachers, you could always tell because they had golf carts just to get around that
That's
first
true.
week.
I guess I had a little trouble with the stairs though, right, Ken?
Yeah, it was.
Okay. Now we're down in the science wing of the building. Obviously busy with faculty. What room are you opening there, Ken?
This is the balcony, but I don't know where all the lights are at, so
Hey, wow.
it's maybe a little dark trying to film in this sucker.
Well, this is kind of like Jim Darr's personal door here, right?
Yep.
And the gymnasium where a lot of great things have happened. And we'll have to catch a little light on that later. Boy, it's going to be tough to give this one up, huh, Ken?
Yeah, I think so.
In fact,
There goes our home court advantage, Don, I'll tell you that.
we're trying to pan here a little bit of the seats here, and we'll have to catch this later. Strolling down here, we got Joni Nealon's room.
Probably should have a shot of this chemistry area.
Oh, right. I know these science people are a little bit hesitant about leaving this place.
I know. Well, if you could see what they're getting, you'd say why.
Still a few notes on the board here also.
It's pretty hard to leave this place.
Tell you what, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. This has been quite a facility for them.
Yeah, if these walls could talk, quite a few
I
stories.
guess they'd say Paradise City, Ken. Well,
Yeah.
they do.
They do, of 89.
Yeah. Oh, that's prom. And over here we have the periodic table. They call that periodic table because periodically kids look at it and try to figure out what it says, right, Ken?
And then there's some regular tables just on the floor.
Oh, yeah. It's nice.
That must be where our negotiation stuff is being kept.
Right.
Under lock and key and,
You can see where they're leaving these tables here. They got a bunch of holes in them.
yeah. No chance.
Coming up here, a room that's occupied. It's either being vandalized or someone's working in it. Boy, I don't know, this looks like a country market in here. Well,
Hi.
there's Jim Darr. He's packing stuff up.
Nice job.
We're doing a little history tour of the building here, Jim.
Little history tour.
A little history. I think this is where they've been storing all the boxes, Ken.
Yep. So they move. Evidently they thought the same for us too, huh?
Little chemistry room here.
Kids help you.
Into the Hall of Fame.
Heading down to level 1, or the main level, or the middle level. And this is the Hall of Fame, as Ken said.
Let me get some lights here,
I'll
Don.
get some lights here. There's a it's quite a hall, and this room here is
It's our health department.
intact. There's just a fragment of the man that used to teach here. Right. Glad to see inside here, Dave.
The skeleton's gone, which is kind of disappointing.
Did you check the closet, Ken?
Not there.
No skeletons in this closet.
No, not at all.
We're gonna get a little, just came out of Mr. Madsen's room.
That's part of our gender for multicultural awareness. This is Mr. Gavin's room.
This is a writing type of room,
This would be an English teacher.
and I believe there's been a lot of humor in this room, Ken.
Yeah, I would say so. This is your, pretty much your bare bones classroom.
That's right. And
Again, I don't know how somebody could give this up. I really don't. When you take a look at the beautiful color of the walls, the yellowing effect in the ceiling,
that's right.
even the part of the ceiling kind of falling down.
Anybody that has wall-to-wall blackboards is going to
Yeah.
be giving up a lot, Ken. Windows,
Yeah.
light, fresh air.
And don't forget the ever famous
And-
Univent to constantly exchange the air in here.
I think we better get a picture of that Univent, Ken. Oh yeah, that's one of the newer ones right there.
Yeah.
Let's kind of zero in on that baby. That's a nice one. Wait till we see some of the old ones.
Yeah.
Moving down the hallway here, we've got Ken the Cardinal Tails Ashcroft's room. And moving down here toward Luann Zellman's room, one of the north entries.
I'll light the hallway up for us.
And this room years ago belonged to Dorothy Lorenz. Elevated floor here. Carpeted room. Well, this thing is nice. Piano. Music room seems like a good spot for that. And the main corridor.
You want to catch them sappy trophies?
I think so. Some pretty nice cases up here. You can see there's a lot of awards given to this school in the form of athletics, extracurricular, and some of the other things. And holy cow, it's 4 o'clock already. I'll tell you, time flies when you're having fun. Some of the foreign exchange students, AFS students we've had over the years.
No lights.
Here we're down here to the business wing. Bestman's junior high music room. Getting down into the band area.
There's more done.
It's not bad though. Here's Gary and Larry's band room, practice room behind. One of the finest rooms in the building. Spacious.
Look at those practice areas.
Tell you what, they've had it all here. Can you believe there's another piano? I got a picture of one of those in the other room. 2 pianos in one school. Unbelievable. Here it is, 8:20 in this room. New banner, a remnant of what we're leaving and what we've got coming ahead of us, huh, Ken?
This is another area that really does not want to leave. I think you can see why. When you look at the soundproof walls, the beautiful draping. Why would you want to leave this?
That's right, it's hard to believe, and these drums here indicate, Ken, that the beat must go on.
It does.
We'll maybe take a quick little scan here through Larry and Gary's room. Larry's office, and I think on a normal day you'd probably find Larry's desk empty like it is now because he'd be busy with his students practicing or conducting that senior high band. I guess you could say that Larry and Gary have been pretty instrumental in the music program, right, Ken?
I would say so. They've, I know they've really been a real band-aid to some of the problems we've had here.
And see some of the finer instruments that Gary has hanging up on the wall here. I think he saves these. He puts these out every time the board comes around deciding whether they should give him some more capital outlay money. Is that right, Ken?
That's the main purpose behind it. My understanding is it is part of the collection also.
Okay.
One of them does say John Philip Sousa on it.
That's right. White ones over here. It's Gary uses those. Wintertime marching band, I believe.
Yes, right. A lot harder to see at that particular time.
That's right, and I guess the kids, they dress like that too, and they can't really tell who's playing them.
Then you can see he has some broken ones on top of that shelf.
That's
there, too,
right.
down.
Either that or they take some real large mouthpieces, Ken.
Yeah. Well, we might have some kids that can do that.
That's right. Strolling down here by the high school office. One of the busiest places day in and day out in the building. 1 o'clock here. Guess you have to almost put time zones in this building. Moving down the athletic director's office. Little hallway and storage area that's been used for many things, storage of equipment, records, and students in the past. The views of the command posts in the building. The infamous assignment board. Class scheduling.
New school.
New school. You're down here into the foods and clothing area. Barbieri. Homemaking with Ruth Zeise. And moving through to Barbieri's foods area. Also the site of many, many monthly faculty coffees over the years. All right, we're moving down the central hallway here toward the counseling office.
This office is a little extra full. They had to move the elementary principal and his secretary over here because Reed Gray's being closed down for remodeling.
Conference room there, Ken? Right?
Yep. Conference room right here, which right now is Mr. Everhart in it.
Linda Zick, Linda Zick's desk here.
That's hers.
It'll be Linda Zick's typewriter, I suppose, too, Ken, right?
And Linda Zick's tape dispenser.
Linda Zick's tape dispenser.
And flour, I might add.
You can add flour.
And of course, right here is where their Real Brain Trust operates during the peak time of the day.
That would be Ken Meister in this particular room. And there's been a lot of counseling that's gone on in this room. I know that personally. A lot of degrees on the wall there. Oh, Dole Pineapple. Oh, that's not a degree. Okay, moving over here to Phil Hall's room. Phil still employed?
Phil's employed till the 21st.
Okay, fortunately, Phil is still an employee. He's not like Duckstead, unemployed with the district at this point. So we'll scan of Phil's office here, and
Notice the carpeting, the nice wave effect to it.
that's right.
Phil's worked hard to develop that.
It's
Matter of fact, there is talk of moving the carpet over to the other school. Those are his grandkids there, Mark.
a nice shot there. I'm sure Phil has left a lot of memories behind here, Ken, and has a lot of fond ones. Too. A little Lysol up there for, is that some of the students that has some
Yeah.
problems with, Ken? Or okay.
Those are two things. One would be the student who has a problem with showering. Can get a little gamey in here, and the other thing is you can use it also as mace if
Okay.
somebody gets a little out of control.
I think there's one of Phil's trophies for using Lysol.
Hello.
We're on a video tour here.
All right, we got Tom Hoag's room here,
Let's Tom.
special education area. And right across from Tom is Barb Dar. Fondly remember 136. Back with a better view of this right here. And see how close the chairs are together in Barb's room here, and it's pretty much like that throughout the whole room. Barb had a lot of students that she worked with. Yeah, I guess they were pretty close. That's pretty typical at a study hall in Barb's room, and one day it might look like this, and the next day it may look like something else. Noted to change the room around quite often. Harvey Shaw's room, 132. Sure Harv will miss that room. Lance Zellman's room, 133. When you're pan around a little bit, Friends Uniting Nation. They have a lot of fun in this room. We're looking for the world, we found it. Moving on down, the other special education room here with Rita and Mrs. Knudsen, Mrs. Houghton, aides. Ed Bralen's room. Moving down to the old Lincoln gym.
This is where she all started.
Hard to believe it all started here, right?
I think this is one of the top gyms in the county at one time.
Not only known for its fine floor, but its large seating capacity, I suppose.
Right. Because this used to be the old stage, and there were some bleachers on that. That has now been turned into offices. Most junior high parties were held here. Dancing,
I remember hearing them.
and you weren't even out of your home.
Right. North entrance, located close to Roger Swartz's room. Take a little scan through Roger's window here. This room looks pretty good yet. Of course, Roger's doing a little driver's training. We use his room yet. I'm here now toward the offices behind the old stage area in the Lincoln Gym. Dave Larson and Barb Selvold. These offices were put in how long ago would you say, Ken? About 4 or 5 years ago?
Yep.
Something like that. Nice offices. Dave, of course, well-known liaison, but also a role provider for the faculty. Done a fine job of that over the years.
Yeah, I would say he's probably contributed to a lot of weight.
That's right. Barb's office. Neat as a pin as usual. You got carpets up the walls. The kids get her walking on the walls, right, Ken?
Yep.
Go in now and scan one of the nice bathrooms so that people can remember the nice facilities here. Nice sink there, and once in a while they even have water coming out of them. They work. Note the privacy. Large windows for viewing. Yeah, we'll have to go and catch the community school. Hallway to the business office, bookkeeper,
Can we bother you for a minute?
business manager.
We'd like to take a shot of these offices. That's fine.
You got a key to open up Gary's?
Bathroom?
Huh?
It's a nice bathroom.
Arnie Gallstead, the business wheel in the building, located here. Main office with Arlene Davidson. Still well intact, obviously in full use on a day-to-day basis. And before we go in the next office, we want to point out this guy here let us in. Now we're off the hook. Superintendent Swenson's office. There's been a lot of decisions made here. What are the walleyes hitting on? What's the best rod and reel outfit? Boat. I want to remember this particular picture on the wall here also, Ken. Been here for a long time.
Matter of fact, that's an actual photograph. It's just faded over the years.
This was
About 1876.
some of the kids being brought to school, right?
Yep, just some of the early school buses.
We have the school board room.
You can see the schedule there for next year as to where the teachers will be working. The T means they'll be teaching. P means they will be present or passed out. I'm not sure what that
Or
means.
playing,
And
right?
then towards the end of the day, you notice they'll be dragging. You see they've got those.
That's right. And they have some things here, pageants. I think they're talking about one of the proms coming up, and you notice if the name on here, pigs, I believe that they're doing is
I think
writing
that's-
down some student activities.
It could be part of our new open enrollment policy to adopt.
Right.
I'm not sure. I see we have someone with a speech impediment. They're having a Westing game. That should be resting, but they
Game.
sometimes have problems with